Shipping cost me as much as a low-cost airplane ticket to Italy, so they better be fucking good. Hello beautiful people! Hi, my name is Mia and this is My Virtual Vanity, a place where we both love makeup and we are quite critical of it. And today I actually want to do a review of Sydney Grace single eyeshadows. Sydney Grace has been a brand that's been on my radar for a long ass time. It was actually in my 2019 brands that I want to try list. And I kept postponing it, but then they released some new singles, military inspired, and I was like, you know what? This is the time. This is the moment. The planets have aligned. Mercury just got out of retrograde. I need to order. So I did. And I've been playing with these singles for a month or so now. So I'm ready to give you my honest review on Sydney Grace. So if you're interested in that and to see how I achieved this look over here, then please keep on watching. Let's get on to some swatching. These are the shades that I ordered. Some from their older collections and a few from the new. Below Zero, Winter Garden, Troops, Immortal, Levi, Bravo, and Officer. Now let me tell you the impressions that I have on the brand overall, the shadows that I chose, and then we're gonna get to the look if you're interested in seeing how I did this thing over here, which I'm quite proud, if I may be allowed to say so. Overall, their shadows are amazingly pigmented, to the point of being way too pigmented. The thing is that you gotta grab the tiniest amount of the brush, especially with the shimmers, or you risk overdoing it. It's better to be careful and be a bit of a coward, just puss out a little bit and either use tinier brushes or lower amounts of product. And I learned that the hard way because I love me a fluffy brush. I am lazy and fluffy brushes are like the cheat code to getting eyeshadow blended faster. So I ended up with a bit of fallout. I ended up with shadow that was a bit too much, too out of the boundaries that I wanted it to have, and then I had to fix it. So basically I learned that with these types of incredibly pigmented formulas, you need to work with smaller tools, preciser application. Is preciser even a word in English? And layering. Lots and lots and lots of layering. However, that is not to say that the shadows are hard to work with. Not at all. They were just not the type of formula that I was used to. If you are used to working with shadows such as, I don't know, Juvia's Place, or something that is equally very pigmented, I don't think you're gonna have a hard time of it at all, because you'll already have all of the skills and tricks, tips and tricks in your repertoire that would make these shadows easy to work with and familiar, so to say. Blendability. Everything blended themselves. Like there were absolutely no issues in the blendability department for the shades that I chose for both the mattes and the shimmer. They blended into each other very well. The different formulas meshed up nicely, so there wasn't any patchiness that occurred when I wanted to blend like the matte with the shimmer, or the shimmer with the shimmer, or the matte with the matte. You get it. A thing that I forgot to mention regarding the shadows themselves is that I have a bit of kick up. Not a lot of fallout, just very minimal, but kick up they have plenty, and I don't give a shit about that. But if you care about that, it happens. There is kick up in the pan, not with the shimmers, but with the mattes, yeah. The texture of the shadows themselves, the shimmers are very creamy, soft to the touch. I keep thinking creamy, buttery, and I'm getting hungry. Just got back from work and I haven't had dinner yet, and I need food in my life. The mattes, they're still It's a strange it's a strange texture. It reminds me of Nabla shadows, where they're both creamy and silky and soft yet powdery at the same time. It's like the shadow equivalent of velvet, you feel me? Like it still slips through your fingers, but it's still got a bit of substance there. So I really enjoyed both formulas, both textures, and you know, if I ever bite the bullet and pay that goddamn shipping again, I will probably order from them in the future. I just need to gather up courage and savings, to be honest. The shipping and the experience with the brand, absolutely great, very fast. Like usually when I do an international order from the US, that takes about a month, maybe a month and a half. For example, ColourPop takes a month and a half. Other brands, maybe a month, maybe 3 weeks at the fastest. They were Sydney Grace was Speedy Gonzalezing this shit. Like they were at light speed. They were fastest shipping ever from the US that I've experienced so far. They came a very well packed, tiny package, everything came out safe. No problem about that. The shipping price though, oh my god. When I said in the intro that it was the cost of a low-cost airplane ticket, I was not joking. Don't get me wrong, I understand why shipping costs as much as it does. That fucking plane is literally traversing 2 continents and an ocean. I get it. But I'm still going to make you aware about it. Just please don't think that I think that the shipping should be lower, or that I feel entitled to lower shipping, or that I want the brands to change their pricing. Like, their pricing is there for a reason. And I obviously could afford it, so I think to Romania cost me $22, which was half of the price of my order. Which, you know, usually shipping to Romania costs $13, and I expected it, I budgeted it to be a similar price, which it wasn't. And I realized just as I was checking out, and I was like, you know what, I have committed to this. I'm not gonna pussy out. It's just, I'm ready for Sydney Grace in my life, so I ordered it. But you know what, I paid $22, but it was the fastest shipping from the US I ever had, so it's checks and balances. For your info, if you are in the EU or Europe or Asia or whatever the fuck you wanna be, it might be you, it might happen to you. The pricing of the shadows themselves, that's like $6 each. Maybe less if you find a sale, but that's basically what these eyeshadow singles are priced like. I also know that they offer highlighters and cream shadows, but those are a bit more expensive. Sarah Hubler here on YouTube has a huge long-ass video where she did a Sydney Grace haul. So if you're interested in more swatches, another review, how those cream shadows perform, you can go check her out. And I'm gonna link the video down below for your convenience, because I'm a good girl like that. And now, without further ado, if you're interested in what I did on my eyes, then keep on watching. I'm trying something new today. I'm trying a voiceover tutorial. I figured that would be easier to edit, maybe make it more clear. I don't know. Let me know. Here it is, my bare face. Actually, it's not bare. I obviously have foundation and blush and banging highlighter. I also have prepped my eyes already, so I have the Essence eyeshadow base all over the lid, and I have also set it. That is my preferred way of working with shadow. I prefer set base. If you don't, your mileage may vary. You know what you're doing. I trust your judgment and your skill. First thing first, I'm going to grab the green matte shade called Bravo, which is a matte khaki green. I am applying it in 2 separate thin layers. I haven't encountered any patchiness when applying it in a thicker layer, but I didn't really want to risk it for this look because I wanted maximum blendability. So 1, 2, 3 and done, and then added it to the lower lash line with the same brush as before. After that, I am taking the matte grayish purple. This is called Officer, and because it is not very saturated, it's more a grayish purple than a true dark purple, I decided to take the risk and blend those two together. You might encounter some grayishness, but I don't care, I still like it. With a flat packing brush, I'm taking the shade Below Zero, which tends to blend out a bit sheerer, but applied packed, it's great. So I think a black base will truly make this one stand out. Then the shade Levi, which is a forest shimmery green, and I tried to cut my crease with it, changed my mind because I am fickle like that, blended the edge out. And then decided to grab Winter Garden, which is a beautiful duochrome, on my finger and pat it out right in the middle of this pseudo halo eye. What I noticed about this shade is that it's very versatile. It changes the color of everything you put on top of it to have a cold purplish sheen. It is very gorgeous. I've also added it to my lower lash line and inner corner. Blended out the edges a bit more because they seemed harsh, and voila, this is the final look. Thank you guys so much for watching and with putting up with my beauty guru poses to showcase how pretty this look is. Okay guys, this has been it. This has been the look, my review, my impressions, me whining, me adoring these shadows. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up, maybe a comment, I don't know, maybe subscribe if you think I'm like cute and shit. I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching. You go ahead, have a wonderful evening, morning, noon, brunch, second breakfast, whatever it is where you're from. Bye.